Hello, welcome back. Okay, we're back for our last half hour. Yes, sir, today's Friday. When I finish, I have to spend maybe 1 hour with one new teacher. At this point in the year, we don't need to train very many teachers. And the only training we're doing now, a 2-week training course with one single person who will go to Alicante, because we have opened a new office in Alicante, and he's going there. He's very good. These new teachers. And so I'll spend about 45 minutes or an hour with him. Okay, let's finish the section on other, another, the other. All right, ¿cuál es la otra alternativa? What's the other alternative? ¿Hay otra lista después de esta? Is there another list after this one? Yes, there is. ¿Hay otras listas después de esta? Are there other lists? Are there other lists after this one? Are there other lists after this one? ¿Quién es el otro candidato? Who is the other candidate? Candidate. Other pronunciation, candidate. Both pronunciations are common in English. The candidate, the candidate. You decide which one you like. Probably candidate is easier to remember and easier for Spanish people to say. Candidate. But a lot of times you hear candidate. All right. Hay otras dos personas esperando. There are another 2 people waiting. Fíjense. Another. Los grammar books will tell you. Other más plural. Another más singular. Quiero otros libros, no estos. I want other books. Quiero otro libro, no este. I want another book, not this one. So another is before singular and other before plural. But when you say a number, quiero otros 10 libros. I want another 10 books. When you put a number, we say another all the time. Quiero estos 10 libros, pero luego quiero otros 10 también. I want these 10 books, but I also want another 10 books. So, another 2,000 books. Another $10 million. He earned $10 million last month, and this month already he has earned another $10 million. Yeah. Lucky guy. All right, ¿cuáles son las otras alternativas? What are the other alternatives? These alternatives are not for me. What are the other alternatives? Well, listen. Here you have these alternatives. Lethal injection. I mean, I'm going to be executed tomorrow. So, lethal injection. Nah. The electric chair. No. The gas chamber. No. The gallows, which is la horca. No. Come on, what are the other alternatives? Well, let's see. What can we do? We can drown you. We can burn you at the stake. Auto de fe. Hey, that's a good one. Yeah. I mean, if I had to choose, I suppose I would choose, of course, the lethal injection. And that's how they execute people now in the U.S. They give you first, I think it's 3 injections. I don't remember what the third is. Well, the third is the lethal one. The first one puts you to sleep. So you fall asleep. So it's a very soft way, a very mild way of dying. They put you to sleep. And then they inject something else, I think. I just can't remember. Maybe not. And then they inject the lethal dosage that, like when they put down a dog or something, but I'm not an expert on this. And I would say maybe in 30 or 40% of the states in the United States. And as usual, como de costumbre, Texas is number 1. Texas is a very conservative state. They say, you killed a man, you've lost your right to live, my friend. You killed an innocent person, and you're guilty. Well, sorry, Charlie, but you'll be executed. If we could do it twice, we would do it twice, because you, unlike your death, the other person was innocent, and you took away his life. So the Texans are pretty black and white. on that. That's typical Texas. Yeah. And people, you go to Texas and you take a survey. Probably 80 or 90% of the people defend capital punishment. And in the United States, probably 60%, 70% of the people defend capital punishment. The problem is you can make a mistake. That's the problem. Yes. Y pagan a un justo por pecadores. Y paga el precio alto. And so it's a problem. It's a problem. You can make mistakes. We're human. But in any case, most people in the U.S. defend the concept or the idea of capital punishment. But it's an interesting debate about that. Here in Europe, I don't know. I really don't know if going to Europe, taking a survey in Spain, Portugal, Italy, France, Germany, UK, I would bet that 50% would support it, but they will not say so. Not publicly, not even in a survey. I don't think they would say so, because it's so taboo in Europe. Okay, in any case, tiene que haber otro. There has to be another one. There has to be another one. We have this one, but there has to be another one. There's one scorpion on the floor. This is true, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. If you see a scorpion in your house, you will find another one, because scorpions always go around husband and wife. They always go together, male and female. They're together. So if you see a scorpion in your house and you kill it, for example, start looking for another. That's very encouraging. Yeah. My mother was stung by a scorpion. Yeah. The scorpion fell from the ceiling onto her thigh. And she was in bed reading, waiting for my father to come back. This was before I was born and before my sister was born. And my parents, just after they got married in 1946, they started renting a house in the country outside of Austin, Texas. My father was attending the University of Texas, and so every day he drove from this house in the country into Austin, maybe 25 minutes, because at that time in 1946, you didn't have traffic congestion, etc. But they were living out in the rustic area northwest of Austin. And in Texas, there are a lot of bugs. Muchos bichos en el campo. There are a lot of bugs. And my mother was in the evening lying in bed, sitting up with the pillows, reading a book. And she was wearing only her, I guess, her thighs were exposed. Thighs, muslo, were exposed. And a scorpion fell from the ceiling onto her thigh. Can you believe it? And stung her. I imagine it happens to one person in 20 million, you know. It happened to her. And she said, very painful. Very painful. Of course. She went to the hospital, I think. I don't know. I don't remember the rest of the story. But I do remember a second story from that house that they rented for 1 or 2 years. It was at night. My mother was a good pianist. And so they had a piano in this little house they were renting. And there was a piano. And you know, the piano, when you're not playing it, you cover the keyboard. Está cubierto, tapado con ese. The keyboard, el teclado del piano, las teclas, and the keys. At night, in the middle of the night, my father and mother were sleeping, and the piano began to play. Ding, 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 ding. And they woke up and said, somebody's playing the piano. They turn on the light, and there's nobody sitting at the piano. They approach the piano and lift, and inside is an enormous centipede. Un 100 pies, enorme. Tan grande que bajaba la tecla hasta dar bing. Can you believe it? Texas size. Todos grandes en Texas. It's true, eh? Texas size. Yeah, jackrabbit. A jackrabbit. The jackrabbits in Texas. Look at the size of these rabbits. Jack, como Jack the Ripper. You say jackrabbit, and you see pictures of the Texas jackrabbit. It's enormous. A rabbit with big ears. Yeah. Jackrabbits. Texas centipede. Texas centipede. You see these big, big centipedes. They look terrible. Wow. Talk about an ugly animal. The centipede. Las impias. And they can sting you too, eh? It's almost like a scorpion. Texas scorpions. Texas scorpion. Yeah, you see these big scorpions. Wow. Pretty nasty looking creatures. Yeah, bugs. I'm afraid of bugs. A little bit. I'm not too afraid of bugs. Spiders I don't like. I don't suffer arachnophobia. No problem. But I don't like spiders. Do you? No? All right. Spiders. ¿Dónde están los otros? Where are the others? ¿Recuerdas esa otra persona que estuvo aquí? Do you remember that other person who was here? What other person? A lady. Well, there are a lot of women here yesterday at the cocktail party. Yes, but there was one who was 1.95 meters. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's a member of the Spanish national volleyball team. All right. Yesterday in the seminar on entrepreneurism and leadership, one of the participants was a beautiful young lady. But she was probably 1.94 meters. She was really, really tall. And saying goodbye to the people, I gave her 2 kisses on her cheek. And for the first time in my life, I had a feeling of what it's like for a woman to be with a tall man and to kiss. So I had to reach out on my tiptoes, you know, like girls sometimes are on their tiptoes to kiss their boyfriend, etc. To give her 2 kisses. And so I experienced the feeling of a lot of women who have tall husbands or tall boyfriends. And thinks, Johnny, I can't reach. And she gets on her tiptoes or jumps and grabs him and hangs on to kiss him. All right. ¿Qué otra solución sugieres? What other solution do you suggest? Well, we have a problem here. This company is bankrupt. Sí, estamos en la total bancarrota. We're bankrupt. We don't have any money anymore. What can we do? We have 300 people here. We have to pay their salaries, but we don't have any money in the bank. Any suggestions? Any suggestions? Yeah, well, look. Maybe Ximena's coming. Maybe Ximena can bring me a suggestion on how to solve this bankruptcy problem. I think she's going to enter the room. Come in. Come in.
Come in?
God, you can hear. I mean, I forgot your last name this morning. Can you believe it?
It happens to me daily.
Yeah. I said, and Nacho said, Ximena Jimenez?
Something, Fernandez.
And Nacho says, Holiday. Said, oh, of course, like Doc Holiday. But in any case, to finish the story before we let Ximena take over, because she always hogs the stage. She upstages.
So true. No, that's not true. But hogs, yeah.
But in any case, what happened in the company is they realized that the founder of the company had willed through testamento, had willed to the company all of his art. And on the company walls, they had about $5 or $10 million in artwork. And the company was bankrupt. And in the final meeting, said, what can we do? He said, hey, the pictures. What pictures? The one on the wall. What about them? You know what they're worth? Let's go to an auction house like Christie's or Sotheby's. And we can auction off the art and make $10 million and start again. It's not a true story.
Oh, it's not true.
But it sounds good.
I've got a very sad story about some art that my friend had.
Well, yeah, but you came to talk about your
I know,
book.
but let me just tell this really fast.
I better see it's fast. Come on.
So, they were... Actually, I don't know. Maybe it's libel.
You're speaking too fast. My listeners need people who articulate their speech.
Hi, listeners. Then I'm not going to tell the art story because there's not enough time. Maybe
Well,
there is.
You have to speak fast.
My
No.
friend... Slow, fast. So, my friend, her father used to work with Rolf Harris. Do you know Rolf Harris?
I've heard of him, yes.
Right, so
He's
he's
an Australian comedian.
Exactly. Worth millions, his art.
Toy me kangaroo down sport. Hey, listen. We have to put this on. All right. Nacho, a ver si lo puedes encontrar. Tie, como tie. Tie me, no my. M-E. Tie me kangaroo. Y ya saldrá. Tie me kangaroo down sport. Means átame bien a mi canguro. Jefe. Amigo.
Yeah.
It's very, very Australian. There's an old Australian stockman lying, dying. And he gets himself up on the one elbow and he turns to his mates who are gathered around and he says, "Watch me wallabies feed, mate. Watch me wallabies feed. They're a dangerous breed, mate. So watch me wallabies feed. All together now, tie me kang." Put it on.
It's a great song.
All right, there we have tie my kangaroo down. But in Australian, me mates, me. They use me instead of my quite often. All right, story.
And now the end of the story. So they get given this Rolf Harris original for, I think it was his 40th birthday or 50th. And they have it pride of place on the wall in their house, worth millions, until Rolf Harris gets trialed and accused of sexual harassment and child abuse, I believe.
Wow.
And now it's worth nothing.
What? What is worth nothing?
Their painting that he gave them, a Rolf Harris original.
Yeah.
And now it's just a big pile of unsellable
Junk.
artwork.
Yeah. All right.
That is a true story.
All right.
I met
didn't
him
know
once
that.
at a
I didn't
party.
know he was accused of that.
Yeah, he's a bit naughty.
He was a comedian.
He was
very
very
good performer. He's just an entertainer.
Yes, and very famous in England, huge, but now not so politically
Which
acceptable.
means if you're going to become famous, don't become a child abuser.
Yes, yeah, that's the moral
Yeah.
of the story.
I tell that every time I leave home for today. Just don't abuse. All
Don't
right.
abuse. So I'm here to gate crash your show.
She's crashed. To crash a party means to. How do you say to crash a
I
party?
can't remember the
Entras,
colarse.
irrumpes una fiesta y los tropeas.
Hold on, I think it might be in this,
crash
in
a
this
party.
wonderful book. Because I
To
wanted
crash a wedding as well.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I'm crashing your show. I'm gate crashing. Tirando
La valla.
la valla. Because I don't know if you've heard of this book, Richard.
No, I haven't.
Then
By the
please-
way, you know, I have a witness. I was talking about your book about an hour ago.
Wow.
I said the two best-selling books in the book fair is first yours, Expresiones en Inglés que deberías conocer, and then Spaniards. by
Indeed.
Guy
Very
Wood.
wonderful book. And I think if you're going to the book fair, you should take both. Because they complement each other. Because Spaniards is a very, very interesting book about history and the history of Spain. And mine is just an all-round useful book
All right.
that will help.
Put me to the test.
Okay, yes. This is
And
what I've been wanting.
Beatriz also. Beatriz English is perfect.
Okay, so it's el momento de la verdad, no, Richard? Right now.
It's the moment of truth.
Or it's...
It's the,
What am I doing?
it's the grabbing, grasping, crush. It's the crush.
It's crunch time!
Crunch time. All
This
right.
is the beauty of expressions. There's
But
like...
that's a British expression.
Oh, is it?
Never heard it.
Okay, fine. Oh, poor thing. Okay, I'm going to try and find a totally American expression.
I want American expression.
Do you think the woman that accused Rolf Harris of abuse were dando una falsa alarma?
To give a false alarm.
Ooh.
Howling.
Cry wolf.
To cry wolf. Of course.
That's a good expression. What does it mean?
Well, they have the same. I think you have the same in Spanish.
Oh, do you? Do you have cry wolf?
Gritar lobo? No. Oh, to cry wolf is from a very famous story of a boy.
A fable, yeah.
A fable. Yeah, it's from Aesop, I think. Esopo. We say Aesop.
Indeed.
All right, more.
More. Okay, so, no vamos a hablar del tema tabú.
We're not going to talk about the taboo subject. We're going to keep it under wraps.
I'm doing animal gestures.
Elephant?
Yes, elephant. Is this another British one? Not going to talk about the elephant in the room.
Let's not talk about the elephant in the room. Okay.
These are tricky. Okay. Now, let's see. We've got easy ones.
No hablemos del elefante que hay en la habitación.
Now.
That means un tema tabú. No hablemos
What's, sorry, your student's
del
name?
divorcio de Juan.
Beatriz. Does Beatriz always esforzarse a tope in your show, Richard?
Does she always make a strong effort?
And maybe she even goes the extra
mile.
Very good.
She goes the extra mile.
Does Beatriz go the extra mile?
No.
No. Maybe she just goes from ir de mal en peor.
She just goes from bad to worse.
Yes, Richard.
She goes from bad to worse.
Yes, Richard. Maybe everything you say, entra alguien por un oído y salirle por el otro. Bueno.
It goes in one ear and out the other.
Very good. Richard, you're warming up.
Yeah. In Spanish, they also say de Guatemala a Guatepeor. Have you heard that?
No.
Yeah. De pasar de Guatemala a Guatepeor. All right.
That's brilliant. Now for Beatriz. Beatriz, would you say that Richard often salirse por la tangente? Does he often go, do you know this expression? To go off on it's also por las ramas. To go off on a tangent. We say tangent.
Okay.
It's a mathematical term.
Yes, to go off on a tangent. Would you say Richard often goes off on a tangent?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yes, he does.
All right. But it's interesting because they say salirse por la tangente in Spanish.
Yes, it's true. It's true. That's what it says here. So why did they say that?
Well, because it's a mathematical concept that it goes off.
On
it doesn't
tangent
stay around the circle.
I like it. So there are lots and lots of expressions. There are 1,000 that I could test you on.
1,000 or 1,500?
1,000. Uh-oh. Have you been selling 500 extra?
I've been selling 500 extra. Let me see the book for a second.
They wouldn't fit more than 1,000.
It's for me now to put you on the spot.
Oh, no, this is terrible.
Yes. I'm going to put you. Okay, leer entre líneas.
Read between the lines.
Okay.
Thank you for an easy one.
Now, let's do the opposite.
Okay.
You reap what you sow.
Cosecha. Siembras lo que cosechas. No.
No, recoges.
Recoges lo que cosechas.
Lo que siembras.
Some sort of farming terminology.
To sembrar is to sow.
So, recoges lo que siembras. You reap what you sow.
Yeah. Okay,
I like that one.
Good. How do you say burocracia?
Okay.
Mucho papeleo, burocrático. Come on, in English.
I know this. It's a lot of red tape.
Okay, good.
Cinta roja. Yes.
Yes, it's because in the 19th century, when you needed to go through different bureaucratic steps and bring together paperwork, the lawyer did it for you. And he tied it with red tape. There was red tape around it. The lawyers always had, I don't know if it comes from the U.S. or from the UK, but red tape.
There you go.
So we started talking about red tape. So cinta roja, literalmente, is the most common way for papeleo burocrático. Mucho burocracia. Muchos trámites. Regulaciones. A lot of things. It's just red tape. In fact, they say that in the United States, all of the official documents published by the American government, if you put them one on top of the other, not stacked, but it'll go from the moon to the moon and back 3 times.
Really?
Yeah. Incredible. We have 1 minute left.
Oh.
What can we say?
Okay. Well,
Are you going to be in the book fair?
I'm not. Are you?
I am.
Brilliant. Do you mind sending my book for me and signing it for me?
We have a new stock of books.
Yes, we do. They're fully
Ladies
in stock.
and gentlemen, tomorrow, Saturday, the 15th of June, I will be in the book fair from 7 to 9 p.m. Caseta 337. 337. Go there and buy this book. If you can't, the following day, Sunday the 16th, from 12 to 2 in the morning. Midday.
In the morning, no.
Well, midday.
Midday.
In the Spanish morning.
Yes.
The midday. And I will be there again. Expresiones en inglés que deberías conocer. Y Spaniards, y otros, mucho más. 100 libros más hay ahí.
Sí.
So, come and visit with me. Se dice en inglés americano, visit with me. And buy Ximena's book. It's worth it. Vale la pena. Take care, everybody.